Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're feeling fantastic. I hope you're enjoying your summer. I know I have. That's why I've been away for the past 2-3 weeks and just, been enjoying the nice Swedish summer. Today I want to talk to you guys about tension myositis syndrome, TMS. I want to link that to hair loss, and I also want to link that to manifestation and law of attraction. Bear with me. I've decided that I'm not going to structure this video at all because I want to speak my truth, and that's why it may also get a little bit disorganized, so just bear with me. I hope you're gonna learn something from this, but can't make any promises. Alright, let's go. If you're familiar with my videos, or at least the videos since, a year back, I've been talking a lot about hair loss. I've used medication for hair loss, and now I'm not using anything for hair loss anymore. But hair loss is still a subject that really interests me because I went from having really, really nice hair to having this hair, and it went by so fast. And I know it started when I had a really stressful event happening in my life, and then it kind of just spiraled down from there. When it comes to TMS, before that on YouTube, I actually posted in, I think it was August or September 2021, I talked about body pain, having voice pain, and trying to figure that out. And that's something that's been with me throughout the time I've been doing hair loss videos. Although my hair loss and my body pains and my voice pain actually came about in 2019, following this stressful event. Although I didn't think they had anything to do with each other, hair loss and my voice pain and my body pain, TMS is something that I learned about the end of last year. By following this girl who talked about having MTD, muscle tension dysphonia, which is, like tension in your throat or like in your voice when you speak. And she was given like a lot of different exercises for this that she shared on her YouTube channel. I can link her here. Then she made an update where she talked about not having MTD anymore, that it was actually TMS. And I could reside with that a lot because it was not like you had to do a couple of exercises every day, like warm-ups, and suddenly your voice was fine. But it had to do with your brain and had to do with your mental health. And basically I'm going to read to you what tension myositis syndrome stands for, because unless you're like work within like the medicine field or you're a psychologist, you probably don't know what this means. But tension myositis, so TMS, is the result of mild oxygen deprivation that is signaled by the autonomic nervous system, resulting in muscle tension and pain somewhere in your body. It is a consequence of a repressed emotion or in the presence of psychosocial distress. When I heard this is basically what the girl said in her video that I came across end of last year. I could really reside with this because although I didn't know it at the time exactly what it was, I knew I suffered from very low self-esteem, and maybe that was because of my hair loss, maybe that was because of, not being able to function the way I did, but it was low self-esteem. I had social anxiety, I was very sad. I could feel, like that weight of sadness, but I only cried a few times for like the past couple of years. And I know that might seem like a lot for for you guys watching, probably because you're all guys. But I have no problem like expressing my feelings, but I've been feeling very sad, but I haven't really felt like that the crying has helped in a way, if that makes sense. Anyways, I felt a lot of anger. I felt that I wasn't worthy, and I felt like that voice, like the inner critic, really was at me, like in everything I did. And even like making every single hair loss video that I made for you guys, I hear that voice, the inner critic, tell me like, oh, this video is gonna be shit, or like, oh, Victor, but you don't, like, for instance, I told you guys that I'm not gonna structure this video. I have this little voice in my head that says like, oh, but like by not structuring it, it's gonna be really shitty. Like, how are you gonna remember to say everything that you need to say? How are you gonna be able to convey the message? And I'm like, when is this voice gonna stop? And that's something that's always there. And if you, this may contribute to that low self-esteem as well. Although I probably don't come across as being, self-conscious because I'm such an extrovert. I love talking, I love interacting with people. this is how I've been feeling inside. So my mental health has not been well, and this is why when this girl talked about TMS being the root cause to all her problems, I was like, well, of course that's it. And the interesting thing with TMS, first of all, it seems to hit certain personality types. So it's people with low self-esteem to begin with, maybe people who are like susceptible to depression and stuff. There's the perfectionist, okay, which I am. Like I have this inner critic like pushing me and like telling me like, oh, you need to do this or this. You need to be best at this. You need to be the best at it, because I never feel like I'm good enough. There's the goodism, the person that always wants to, resolve everything. The person that wants to, have everyone getting along, which can also be as, frustrating at times, because you can't live to make everyone else satisfied. But that's like a thing that can cause TMS. There's hostility and aggression, people being like very angry, and maybe not, expressing these symptoms, but kind of holding them back. There's guilt as well, like if you feel guilty about your past, something you've done. I know, like for me, I have some guilt that I've been carrying around, that I haven't been able to ventilate and kind of accept and let go of, which has obviously built up. There's dependency, if you're dependent on other people. There's like different things. Anyways, Johnny Sarno, TMS, The Mind Body Prescription. Really, really good book to read. And I'm not going to get in too much into TMS right now, because I can make another video about that, talking about my experience with TMS, but just to let you guys know that I've been seeing, like I said, a multitude of different people, like different ear, nose, throat doctors. I've been seeing different normal, standard, GPs or doctors. I've been seeing naturopaths, physiotherapists. I've been seeing chiropractors. I've been doing acupuncture. I think I did 10 or 11 sessions. I've been doing many more things. And no one has found the root cause. The thing is, the pain that I've had has not been constant. It's been traveling. So sometimes it was down here. Sometimes it was up here in my jaw. So I got like TMJ almost. Temporal mandibular joint pain, I think it's called. The pain would travel up here. It would travel into my tongue. It would travel down into my wisdom tooth. And I was like, I even saw like a dentist plenty of times, and I was like so angry at the dentist for not figuring it out. But anyways, and it also comes up in different situations, and this is why I knew it was TMS when I heard about this girl talk about TMS and how it has impacted her life, because it's not constant. It's like has an onset when she does certain things, and I had the same thing. Like in social situations, I'm just like waiting for my voice to get bad because I know what's gonna happen. When I used to sit down in the sofa, I couldn't sit down because I would get like neck pain. Now I don't have that anymore. To me, I'm gonna make another video about that. The reason why I bring TMS up is because I'm so fascinated by hair loss still. And the thing with hair loss, at least minoxidil, what that does is it helps with blood flow. Because we know there's a lack of blood flow to the scalp. Definition of TMS. It talks about a mild oxygen deprivation that is signaled by the autonomic nervous system, resulting in muscle tension and pain somewhere in your body. I think that could easily explain hair loss, because we know that we have the gallia, I don't know exactly what it's called, but a gallia something, the big muscle here, that's tense, hence causing tension and decreasing blood flow. So it's depriving this area of blood flow, which is why things such as like those 15-minute massages that you have to do actually helps you temporarily to get blood flow into the scalp and help you to, first of all, reduce DHT, because DHT is there because of an inflammation. The inflammation is caused by lack of oxygen. But it's also why when you stop doing the massages, it goes back because you have that chronic tension. To me, when I'm thinking about the timeline of my hair loss, timeline of the stress that I've had, timeline of the emotions that I've suppressed, things that have happened that I still haven't dealt with psychologically, I think the timeline is perfect. I think that I think hair loss was my first sign of TMS, and there are a couple of people in this free TMS wiki group that's completely free. They have a program, 45 days. You should really check it out if you're suffering from chronic pain, which you haven't been able to relieve. It involves no surgery. It's just you have the answer within you, which I believe, if you know as well, my philosophy of Western medication. I believe that that is the right way to go. And I know it has worked for me, and I'm going to tell you about that after I finish this argument here. That if you look at the timeline, I think hair loss was my first sign of TMS. Then I focused on my hair loss so much, and that made me even feeling worse. Those emotions were too much for my brain to keep, that I had to create even more symptoms. Then I got my shoulder, I got my collarbone, I got my throat, and then it was just kept there as a distraction for me not to deal with anything. But as soon as I began dealing with these emotions, everything just disappeared. As soon as I knew that it was my brain that caused, the voice pain, the neck pain, the joint pain in my shoulder, the collarbone pain, the jaw pain, all of that just went away. And then obviously it comes back, like as I'm recording right now. And also all the videos that I've made on YouTube, like it takes me such a long time because of this inner critic, and I'm constantly just thinking, okay, will it be good enough, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting that sense of probably anger towards the inner critic, but I'm not really comfortable expressing the anger, or if it's the sadness, I don't know, that my voice just tightens up as a reaction to that. And even now, talking about it, I can kind of feel it. You could probably hear it on my voice, and that's the thing as well. Now I think, oh, what will you guys hear with my voice? So it creates this negative feedback loop. But I just have to remind myself that I'm fine. I'm comfortable in this situation. Nothing can harm me. And it kind of slowly comes back, which is insane. So, that being said, hair loss is not going to be as easy to reverse because it's something that happens gradually. But at the same time, the chemical reaction is still the same as the pain that I have. That I do think that hair loss could be the result of a mind-induced pain or distraction in order for you to focus on something else other than the emotion, which you have been taught to believe is bad to express, therefore repressed it. So the body's trying to help you and deviate your focus away from what is considered dangerous. And I myself know that TMS is real because I was in Norway. I came back on Saturday. I left on Sunday the week before. And I was fine for all those days. I didn't have a single, I had no pain at all. Nothing. I didn't think about, that I'm not good enough. I didn't think about, things that I'm self-conscious about. I didn't think, feelings of anger didn't come up. Feelings of sadness didn't come up. Nothing came up that would trigger these thoughts because everything was just, very laid back. We went fishing, we were just hanging out, we were playing games, we were just talking. We even played music for 5 hours. I was singing for 5 hours. I haven't done that in four years probably. And I just got so much happiness from being there, but I also know that this is true. So I know that whatever happens now, I have that to refer back to. That I know I can't be pain-free. I know that when I'm distracted, or when I'm not thinking about the pain or worrying about, fearing that the pain is going to come, I'm fine. And one thing that helped, which I was doing in Norway, was I was meditating every day. So 15 minutes just putting on meditation, putting on good affirmations. And another thing that I was doing was that I was journaling. So I've talked about this in an older video that I did last year, where I talked about having 60,000 thoughts each day. And 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts that you had the day before, which is insane. So think about it. If we don't put those thoughts, off of our mind or onto something, these thoughts are going to be with us. So by journaling and writing down, because some of the thoughts are things from your past which you might regret, or things that you're fearful of, things that, usually it's negative thoughts as well, which is, I don't know why, at least for me. That for me it's much easier to just write them down, put them out, and you'll notice they're never as bad as you think they are. In your head, they're always really bad. The things you think of right before you fall asleep, the really bad things, the things that keep you up at night. Just write them out. Everything will be fine. And this kind of what it says in the Bible, but also with a lot of these meditation gurus and stuff, that if you're focusing on the present, on the now, not on the before, not on the after, everything will be fine. Like in the moment, nothing matters. Nothing but this very moment matters, which is insane. Like it's so cool. So like you have nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. And only when you're in this state of like fulfillment, because you are fulfilled, because you have no worries. You have no goal you need to seek after. You have nothing. Like that doesn't mean you don't have to do anything, but just by sitting and just breathing and just knowing that you're here and everything is fine gives you a sense of fulfillment. And that fulfillment you can then use to let your body heal itself, if that makes sense, because your body's not stressed about other things. It doesn't get those signals of fear, fight and flight. That is just, you know, in like a Zen mode. So those are two things that I've been experimenting with, which have worked very well. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to journal, because since I made that video, I've been slacking with my journaling. Or at least I haven't journaled the way I wanted to journal. I've been writing down like things I have to do, like to-do lists and stuff, but never really used a journal like a diary, if that makes sense. Now I kind of use it as a diary more, kind of like going deeper into myself, which actually helps a lot too. And connecting this to manifestation and law of attraction, because in this book, The Mind-Body Prescription, Johnny Sarno talks a lot about the symptoms are manifested, right? So he talks about like a runner gets, you know, ankle pain or knee pain because it's a way for because the brain is smart, right? So it's a way for the brain to trick you to logically explain the pain. So you're like, okay, well, I went out running. Maybe I just like strained myself or sprained an ankle because I overdid it. Or someone who plays guitar might get wrist pain, or someone who types might get wrist pain. This you can easily explain. I know that I got my voice pain in correlation to my mononucleosis, and I thought for years that it was the mononucleosis. But obviously it also hit my voice, because the voice is where I'm most vulnerable, because I want to be a singer and songwriter. And he talks about this, that it's manifested. And when I look at this thing like manifestation, that's why I've never looked into law of attraction or manifestation, but for the past like 2 weeks I've been looking into law of attraction and manifestation, because you know they've been using these terms in the TMS community, and I'm kind of like trying to draw similarities, trying to understand this. And like I know that law of attraction and manifestation has to do with desiring something, and that the brain is able to like operate at a certain frequency, and then you attract that thing basically just using your mind, which I thought was interesting. So I was like, okay, let me search this up. And what I found, which is insane, is you attract that which you are. So you don't attract what you think, right? But you attract that which you are. So as opposed to me sitting down and praying, like, or, you know, just wishing or meditating on, like, I want a big house. I want a big house with this. And I'm like visualizing this. And I say, I want. Or I desire. That manifestation still comes from a lack of. Same with like my TMS and my symptoms is when I don't feel pain, I think, oh, but when is the pain gonna come? So I'm attracting that pain because I'm worried about the pain. The pain then comes right at me. Same if you're like drawing this back to law of attraction. If you say, I want my hair back, or I want my voice back, you're still trying to manifest from a thought of I don't have, I want. So you're saying, if we go by the premise, you attract that which you are. If you are, the state of are, or being, is in a state of lack of, that you feel like, oh, I have a lack of this, then you're going to attract more of that lack. Same like financially, if you think like, oh, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, or we usually say 1 million Swedish crowns, but 100,000 in dollars. And you sit and you meditate on that. Again, you don't have that money, and you're attracting that you don't have that money. But if you convince yourself in your meditation, like, I have that. So like for me, for instance, I'm thinking, I have my full head of hair. My hair is beautiful. My hair cells, the follicles, are thick, they're strong. My scalp is in perfect condition. I wear my hair down to my shoulders. When I shower, I can feel the hair touching the back of my neck. I'm feeling the feeling of having hair, rather than thinking, fuck, I don't have hair. I'm trying to think the thought of having hair. And same with my voice. I meditate on my voice and I say, I'm thankful for the beautiful voice that I have. My voice touches people's souls. I'm amazed at how nice it feels when I sing. Like, I just say like appreciation things as if I already have the things that I want to attract. And by doing that, I'm going to show you this chart that I've seen in like other YouTube videos. So fear is like at the bottom. So if you're always in a state of like fearfulness, that's what you attract. And if you're in a state of, you know, joy and like these higher up frequencies, then that's where you're going to attract. And the thing is, I'm brand new to this. I just wanted to jump on and say what I'm kind of looking into. But I honestly believe that we have the power within us. Like, imagine people have actually been able to meditate their way out of like stage 4 cancer. Like, how can we not meditate our way through hair loss? How can we not attract a healthy scalp? How come in families, even though the dad is bald, the mom's brother is bald, one kid turns bald, the other one doesn't turn bald? Like, we think genetics like rule our lives, but I truly believe we have the power within us to become the way we want. Like, we can attract exactly what we want. And this, like, for me at least, this hits so hard as well, because this like has been my intuition the whole time. Like, even when I was on like finasteride and minoxidil, I was like, yeah, I got my hair back, but it's not the right way. There should be another way. And I've had this like voice within me, other than the critic, that tells me like there is another way, and maybe this is the way. I don't know. It's gonna take time, but I'm meditating daily, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to reach the end of this video right now. But please let me know your thoughts. Please let me know what you think about this entire thing. My voice right now is, I don't feel any pain, but it is a little bit worn out. But this is definitely the best it has been for a very long time. And yeah, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming along on this journey. Since I left, you know, with finasteride and minoxidil, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with this channel, but for me it's like, I think I've been destined to figure out the truth, and I'm here, and I'm rooting for every single one of you. I want like anything that can help me. I really want to be able to help you with as well. It can be fucking tough being human, and it's, yeah, we're just gonna have to look out for each other. I just want to say I love each and every one of you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being patient with me during this video, and yeah, life is fucking beautiful. Alright, take care guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it somewhat useful, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye. Also, comment down some questions below. Like, if there's anything in this video that I said that kind of like either you agree with, you don't agree with, or if there's like something that something you want to find out more about, and I will try to do that for you. Alright, much love. Take care. Bye.